So, Anthony, what have you been watching?
Since the last time we talked, I watched an insane amount of World Cup. I watched probably, like you forget that happened, but it was,
I did forget that happened.
I watched a lot of World Cup. I watched.
Did you watch a bit of every game like you had kind of talked like you were doing?
I watched a bit when that was possible. Yes, like when they were stacked on top of each other, I couldn't do it. But I watched if there were during a game time, I would watch a little bit of a game every day at that time. Toward the end, like once we went to the round of 16, I watched every game. I watched almost all of every game, and then I would like to say that I successfully, for the first time in my life, so I work at a church and the final was on a Sunday morning. So, and I had invested so much time in this World Cup. It's like, I want to watch this finale.
This can't be happening. Yeah.
So, I literally announced it during church. Please don't talk to me about the World Cup at all.
Oh.
I said, I set my phone in my office. I shut it off, put it in my office. And I spent the whole morning just telling people not to talk to me about the World Cup. Several people tried to be funny with me, like either give me a fake score and I kept saying like, no, nothing, do not say anything. And I said it to a million people and somehow successful. So I recorded it, came home. My wife was nice enough to go downstairs and start it for me just so I didn't flip because I started it and I now know the game was still going on when I started the beginning of the game. I didn't know that at the time. But
were you like, are you sure it's the beginning?
No, she knew. It was her idea. She was like, but if you go down there and turn it on, you might turn it on and it'll be on TV and you'll see the score.
That's true.
So she went down and turned it on. I was able to successfully watch the whole thing about 3 hours after without,
nice.
And it was amazing. I mean, people keep saying it was the best World Cup finale ever. And that seems, I'm prone to hyperbole, but I really it was so good. It was awesome.
Pretty daggone cool for Messi, I think.
Yes. And just a really, the back and forth was amazing. So anyway, sorry. It's not a soccer podcast. I really enjoyed that, and I watched a ton of that. But I also, we are preparing for some shows, and so specifically, I hadn't watched The Peripheral, so I watched the whole Peripheral. We have an episode on Andor coming up, and I'm almost done with Andor now. And I'm not going to say anything about it. We have an episode about Dairy Girls coming up, and watch that whole thing. So that's a lot of television right there. I think the only things I could probably bring up worth talking about is I've watched Mythic Quest, and Mythic Quest is just so interesting because
we are doing an episode on that.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Not never mind, but I'm not going to talk about that. Then we're doing an episode on Mythic Quest coming up.
There's a lot of good television here though.
We are not going to do a full recap of Yellowstone, right? So I just finished that.
So the
mid-season finale. Yeah.
The mid-season finale just happened. And we're not getting the second half of this season until the summer.
Yeah.
And I know at least for a while there, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, I heard this bit of information. They had not started filming the second half of this season yet.
Yeah.
Which was, that kind of blew my mind a little bit. I didn't know we weren't going to get anything until the summer, but I was like, really? You haven't even started filming it yet? I don't know. I would love to know what they're doing. It just seems so strange. First of all, mid-season finale, saying something is in the mid-season. That means we're going to be back in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Back after the holidays.
Yes.
Back after the new year. That's what that means. Network television has mid-season finales.
Yes.
You'll get right around 12 or 13 episodes, and then you get the second half. And that's what that is. This is not that.
No.
I'm not as angry as I sound, but I just think it's strange.
No, I agree with you. There's so many things about this show that make me mad. But so we started off in a terrible place in this season. I just didn't like where we were, didn't like what we were talking about. And then we leaned back.
Hey, we're spoiling this show, by the way. Right?
You want to just do it? I don't have to spoil it if you don't want to. Yeah, let's spoil it. We're spoiling it because we can't talk about it unless we spoil it. So only this show we're spoiling.
If you're not caught up on
right now.
Yellowstone, I'd get caught up real quick.
Yeah.
It's coming. All right.
I'll catch you up right now. It's Beth's insane. Jamie's insane. That's it.
They're doing their normal thing. We've
Yeah.
got about 4 stories going on. John Dutton is the governor. And
Yep.
I can't tell you, the story's never been more boring. The stuff surrounding John Dutton's governorship is excruciating.
Yes. Terrible.
Beth is unhinged
Yes.
now. She is almost unwatchable.
But also I'm forgetting that, like, you and I had conversations about this sort of, but like Beth just hauls off and beats up someone, several people this season. She just keeps getting in fights with people completely unnecessarily. She's not defending anything. What in the world are you doing? You're losing your mind. And then everybody's just like, all these men in her life are just like backing her up without just like, tell her to stop doing that.
Yeah. And I think, so she has like this relationship with her father where she really cares about what he thinks. She really respects him, but she doesn't ever listen to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, please don't do this.
Yeah.
And she throws a tantrum and does whatever she wants anyways.
And also basically like he's loved her his whole life. He's not mean to her or anything, not abusive to her or anything like that. But she's always like trying to earn his love. It's like, well, I just flat out tell you that I love you. I don't know what the problem is. So I don't know what you're doing. Why are you trying to get my attention? I give you my attention all the time. Basically green light everything you do.
I'm trying to picture the direction for her scenes. All right, Beth, tough, powerful chick. Take 1.
Not even. Insane. It's not tough, powerful chick. It's,
you don't take crap from anyone. Take 2.
yeah, get mad for no reason, Beth.
You're tough like the guys. Take 3.
It's not tough like the guys. That's not what she's doing. She's insane.
No, I know.
Yeah. She's insane, not tough. Yeah. Anyway.
She was an interesting character early on. I thought she's always been a little crazy, but I thought
Sure.
I thought she was interesting. She had a good story early on.
Yeah.
It's wild now. Jamie's a snake. I mean, I think there was, which is strange for me to say this out loud, but I think I felt sympathetic for him at some point. And
yes, when Beth and when I forget. Oh, somebody got bail. Oh, Jamie got Beth out of jail, and when they were driving away from that.
Oh yeah. Well, she just keeps kicking him in the teeth. It was like he is laying prone on the ground, and just in the teeth.
Yes.
And anyway, his character's never been great. Easily the star. Two stars of this show, the people that I want the most of, Rip and Casey.
Yep, absolutely.
The 2 best characters on the show, Rip and Casey.
Yep.
And they are great.
Yep, still great. All their stuff's great. Yep.
2 solid performances. Their story is, Casey's story is getting much, much better.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like for a while, they were not running out of things to do with him, but they just weren't utilizing him well.
Yeah, and we've actually talked about how Monica, I like where Monica ended up too, last couple episodes.
Ended up.
Yeah.
Starting off, I was like, man.
Right.
What? Just forced drama? Wild drama?
Yeah.
And I mean, it was sad. It was terrible, but I don't know. It was just, we need something for this character to do. I don't know. It was a mess. Yes, I agree.
I love the ranch stuff. I love it. And I'm still coming back for it. Like whenever it pops on, I'm just so happy. Just watching.
This is what the show does well.
Yes. Now, with that being said, can we point out that the person that Jamie is now sleeping with, if you have continuity between all the shows,
you can't do that.
Why not?
I don't know. It's not like a universe though. It's not like,
then why do I care about the Dutton family if it's not like a universe?
It's not like,
let me finish what I'm saying first.
Okay. Yeah.
The same actress plays the girl he's sleeping with now that plays like the sister of someone in 1883 which is she's also a Dutton. So like somehow Jamie's sleeping with his great aunt. But
So-
it's two different characters. But it's like, there's 1,000 million actresses in the world. Why couldn't you get two different actresses?
The convoy cook in 1887, Cookie, has been alive this whole time because he is on the Bureau of Land Management or whatever the cattle commission.
Yes.
He's a deputy.
Yes.
So if we're going to
now
talk
we're
about
in-
stuff,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, it's not there's no universe
It
element
is a
here.
universe. They're asking us to care about the Duttons or whatever. Like care about the Duttons through the years. Okay, well then if I care about them, then it's definitely a universe.
There's got to be another example where I can disrupt this for you.
You're not
gonna
going
think-
to.
I'm not going to think about it right now.
No, you're not going to be able to.
Anyway, Taylor Sheridan likes to reuse characters.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
So
reuse actors.
also another thing that's starting to become a big problem for me is I did look it up. Taylor Sheridan owns the 4-6's ranch.
You're positive.
He owns it.
So this show is an advertisement for
Yeah, this show is just a giant commercial for the 4-6's ranch because
not a giant commercial.
well, and this season Beth was looking up on the internet like, well, I wonder what these other ranches
Like
do
a
with
small
their-"
commercial.
And she's like, look, this ranch down 4-6 just sells their meat right online here.
It's funny
It's like people
because
should
she
go
gets
hop
on
on-
phone. She gets on the phone with someone, and she's like, "So is this your our beef raised right here?" It was the full commercial. It was like
Grass-fed beef?
the ad right there.
Yeah. And then there's this not in the finale, there was this nonsensical cut to the 4-6's ranch with Jimmy and his girl. And it was I don't know. Still, as long as we're out ranching, I'm happy. So sorry, I've taken a lot of time here. That's what I've been watching. I'd like to know what you've been watching.
Who cares at this point?
No, I do. That's what I talked. I was in a chatty mood because we haven't talked in a long time. So I was in a very chatty mood. I've talked a lot this evening.
I've been watching a lot of Taylor Sheridan stuff because I love the man. I love him. I've been watching Tulsa King. I've been watching 1923.
Funding the ranch.
Give me all.
Okay, so tell me what to do with these shows. Do I watch
Well,
them?
1923, we don't have an episode planned for, so I would watch it because Harrison freaking Ford is in it and Helen Mirren. And Harrison Ford's 80 years old. Did you know that?
Well, I knew I was in that neighborhood.
Okay. Well, anyway, he's really good. This is better than 1887, I would say.
83?
1883, is that what it was?
I think so.
I'll take your word for it there.
I don't know for sure.
This one's called 1923.
It's better. Okay. Well,
I like it more.
I mean, I liked 1883.
The ranch is established in 1923.
Uh-huh.
So there's elements there. Harrison Ford is the current head Dutton. He's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, definitely watch that. Slow Horses season 2, which I'm still holding out that we do a Slow Horses episode.
I'd like to. I liked season 1 a lot.
Fingers crossed. I think season 2 has really picked up the pace.
Oh, good.
I think so. I think it's great. I think season 1 was really good. I think it just kind of was a little slow. I think season 2 has really picked up the pace in a good way. Gary Oldman. I mean, that man, just great. Just
he's
so
real good. Yeah, for sure.
Treason, a little mini series on Netflix.
Okay.
With Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil and the Netflix Daredevil, and it's bingeable. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say guilty pleasure, but it's a quick watch. It's pretty good. Pass the time.
It's fiction or nonfiction?
It's fiction,
okay,
but it's British MI6.
Oh, okay.
The title of the show is Treason, but it's kind of that it's like CIA stuff adjacent to that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
cool.
It's good. Yeah. All right, man.
All right. Awesome.